Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the Youth Talk Show. Courtesy of PCEA Unity Youth, where we share real stories from real people with the aim to educate and learn from others' experiences with your lovely host, Eve Kimura.
Guys, welcome to today's podcast. I am your lovely host, Eve Kimoro. Today we are going to talk about career, and I have an amazing guest who's going to share and tell us more about it. And now let me welcome him. Hi.
Hi.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
To this podcast, and I hope we are going to learn and grow. Yes. So unaweza tuambia jina yako?
Jina yangu naitwa Simon Keiro, son of Kanyari. Yeah, that's my name.
Tell us more about yourself.
Well, more about myself.
Yeah.
I'm a family man, married to Mary Keiro. I'm also a career person with about 25 years of experience.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. It's amazing that today we are talking about career and you're going to help us. So now, the coronavirus has brought a lot of uncertainties, especially for the youth. Because you will find that I'm not in school, schools are closed, and niko tu nyumbani, there is nothing I'm doing. Most of the time you'll find that that's when people are sleeping a lot, you're watching movie, and the cycle continues. Now, what more can I do? Because we are all running towards a journey of success, and sleeping and just doing the same cycle may not help me to achieve that much, and it's better to do these things as early as possible. Yeah, so how can I be empowered through this period of coronavirus?
Thank you for that question. It is true that this pandemic basically has brought about a lot of disruption, especially not only to the youth, but also to the elderly and those people who are employed. When you look at Africa, for example, statistically, about 20 million jobs are estimated to be lost. And especially in Kenya, you'll have about 1 million jobs also to be lost. Therefore, this is a disruption not only for the youth, but even for those that have been in employment for long. But getting back to your question, one thing that we must realize is what was a job. Everyone has a job.
True.
Whether employed or not employed. If someone, for example, lost his or her job, there's a job to be done as well.
True.
So you cannot just sit idle and say that you don't have a job. Basically, because you should be busy looking for something to do. And that is exactly what I would really advise, especially the young people, that they must look for something to do, especially at this point in time. Whether it's something that is part-time, whether it is developing themselves as well. So let no one say that they've got nothing to do. There is a lot to be done. So let's focus on what is it that the youth and the general public should do, so that after this COVID pandemic, that they will emerge, with a few bruises. Obviously, bruises will be there, but there's a way that we can try and mitigate the impact, because the impact is not going to be felt now. This is a situation that may go on for a couple of years, 3 to 5 years. So ask yourself, as a youth, or even as a person who lost his or her job, what am I going to do? Am I going to get back my job? Chances could be not immediately, maybe in the next 2-3 years. And those who are in employment as well, are you going to be in that employment forever as well? So when you're talking about youth and career and the pandemic which is here, we need to look at it quite broadly.
Wow. I love the fact that you've said there is a job. So everyone defines a job in their own specific way.
Yes.
For example, I can be having a kibanda and that's my job, or I may be going to an office and that's a job. So one question I may want you to answer is, how do I get a direction on what I can do? Because most of the time, when you ask someone, they will give you a lot of ideas of what they can do. I can do this, I can do this. But now, how do I start?
Thank you for that particular question. In terms of what is it that you can do, first of all, it goes back to basically what do you like as a person. You know, where are your skills? And as we were mentioning today in the service as well, where are your strengths? Basically, because the reason why people get dissatisfied with their career and their jobs is basically because they are not doing exactly what the Heavenly Father made them to do. So, and I'll give you one example. In most of the cases, I meet young people where I work. Currently, I'm working with Vivo Energy, where I work, even with my previous employers. And they always approach me in terms of what is it that I'm going to do. Or you meet someone outside here, and the person says, I'm looking for a job. Okay, what kind of a job are you looking for? Any kind of a job. When you tell me that, then I say, you really do not understand yourself. If you say that you are ready to do any kind of a job, I'm sure you are not ready to do any kind of a job. Because if I asked you, okay, fine, come and be cleaning the toilets, and you are a graduate, will you take it? Chances are you will not take it.
Yeah, true.
But when you say, I'm looking for a job, I'm an accountant, for example, I'm looking for an accounting job, then that's someone who is specific and the person knows exactly he or she wants in life. The problem with us is that we really do not know what we want in life. And I always give an example by myself. When I finished my O-levels, I was to join high school. And I wanted to do a certain combination. We used to call it MGCon, Mathematics, Geography, and Economics. And the school that I was admitted into was not offering that combination. So I told my dad, I'm not going to join this high school. Basically because I want to be an accountant. I wanted to be an accountant from when I was in high school.
Wow.
And basically I told my dad, I'm not going to join this school. I would rather start doing my CPAs immediately. But by the grace of God, I got another school. And I basically did the combinations that I wanted because by then we believed that that combination gave you a better chance of doing BCom. Okay, so I finally did BCom and I did accounting. What do I mean by this? You must understand very early exactly what you want to be. Otherwise, if you do not understand what you really want to be very early in life, chances are you'll land into a career of which does not suit your skills. So what you're saying is, understand really what you want in life. Yes.
Okay. Wow, the fact that you already knew what you wanted to do while you're in high school, that's a plus. Because some of us, we are already at 24 and we don't know where we are going. What's the importance of mentorship when it comes to career and our growth towards where we are heading to?
Mentorship is primary. And when you're looking for someone to mentor you, one thing that I really advise people is look for someone who has an interest and experience in the area in which you want to grow in. Remember one thing, your mentor may give you a direction, but it still remains your responsibility to grow yourself. You get it? Because your mentor, yes, has experience, but remember we are all different in the way God created us. Okay? So you look for a mentor who has experience, but remember it is your responsibility. It is not your mentor's responsibility. I've come across many people who say, well, I want you to be my mentor. Okay, apart from passing that message to me, the person does not follow up. It is the responsibility of the mentee to ensure that he keeps himself abreast with what is happening within the market. and also following up with a mentor, because you must be having that interest. There is something that you have found. It's not just a matter of mannerism, because when people say, I want you to be my mentor, first of all, they even do not understand what you do or what they like about you. Is I like Eve. I like the way she behaves. That's a totally different area from your career. Maybe it could be, her church life. It's good, it's flamboyant. But when you are looking for a mentor, it's someone who is going to assist you move from one level to the other in terms of the various areas of life. It is not just career, yes. I may look for a mentor in one area. If I'm looking for a career mentor, I must look for someone who is successful in that career, someone who is consistent, okay? Someone who is free to tell me when I'm not doing the right things, Someone who is there to open my eyes as well. Because in the career life, there are many things that happens. It is someone who is going to help you shape your career, but at the end of the day, take full responsibility. Do not leave it to the mentor, neither do you leave it to your employer as well. It is your full responsibility to grow yourself. But how do you understand which kind of career that you are going to pursue? Because that's the biggest question. And especially when we are talking of our high schoolers, people who have finished university. I've met many people that have finished university, yet they really do not understand their career. Basically because you were pushed into doing something, or your peers were doing something and you thought it is cool to do this particular course. Okay, but what are your strengths as an individual? If you want to be a surgeon, do you have that strength to face death, to see dead bodies? If there are many things that you need to consider when you are adding into a career. But the most important thing is always start very early, because what you are doing is that we are trying to address this issue when it is too late. Even someone who is in standard 8, they already know what they want. Maybe because the olden days, people were not that informed. Nowadays we have the technology. You can basically tell, like our photographer, that's what he likes. Okay. So understand what you want. Once you understand what you want, look for a person to mentor you. Your mentor, yes, is a mentor. In most cases, we look for friends to be our mentors. In most cases, friends will not tell you exactly, when you're not doing the right things.
Yeah, true.
Yes. Look for someone with authority. That's the way I would like to put it. Look for someone with authority over you. Then let that person hold you accountable. But please make sure that you drive the process. Yes.
Wow. You've talked about during the service. You talked about focusing on your journey. So, let's say my desire is to become a producer or a musician, but now my parents want me to be a doctor. So how do I change? Because most of the time we will find that even our parents are impacting what we are doing, and we end up doing things that we are not happy about. Yes.
Thank you for that particular question. I'll go back to my own experience. When I did my A-levels, I passed. And my elder sister and the husband, they wanted me to become a lawyer. But I knew I was not very good in English. Therefore, I told them, I'm good in maths. Okay, so this is exactly what I want to do. So as much as you need to listen, you don't need to argue with your parents. That's one thing. Show the parents exactly, especially nowadays, you find that most of our parents are well informed. And they are really embracing diversity. It is not like the olden days whereby we had very few career choices to make. If you go to the universities today, you'll find they are offering maybe 20 times the number of courses that they are offering today compared to our times. Basically because even the society and the universities have realized that there are other opportunities in life. Okay? So the thing is, Once you understand exactly what you want to do, do not start chasing the rabbit. What do I mean by chasing the rabbit? I'll come over to you and tell you, if there's a job here, you are an accountant, there's a job here of a receptionist, and it is offering 20,000 shillings. And basically because you are blessed of cash, then you'll say, wacha nichukue hii kwanza, inisimamie. Do you know what could potentially happen? You'll miss all the other opportunities in the areas of your interest. Basically because you become too much preoccupied with your current job and your current salary, and within no time, because that was not your area, you find yourself, you have abandoned it, you have resigned. Then the people who basically followed their dream and followed their journey, then you find that they are progressing faster. The other thing about following the journey, you have to start small. If I can tell you where some of us started as accounts clerk, you have just finished university, the job that is available is an accounts clerk. What do? You take it and you prove yourself on the job. Okay? So you have to start small and build your career progressively. Then also understand another thing. When you get that particular job, build your own path in terms of where do I want to be in the next 2, 3, 4 years. The problem is we wait for the employer to craft the job for you, your next move. You keep on waiting for promotions to come. The other thing is, give it all your best. No matter how small that job is, give it your level best. There's one thing that I keep on saying. If today my boss tells me I'm not performing, okay, there could be only 2 reasons. One, either I do not have skill set for that particular job, that is, there's a mismatch, okay, or I cannot do beyond what I'm supposed to be doing. That is, give it all, everything, such that if when someone comes and will say, if you've underperformed, then you know it is not because you never give it all. It's either because there's a mismatch between your skills and the job that you have been given. Okay, so give it your best shot. Then the other thing, take more than you can do. Don't be contented by just the job that you've been given, because that's another thing. Learn as much as possible, because when your employer realizes that you have more to offer, in most cases they will promote you. But if you only do the bare minimum that you have been given, I can tell you, you'll stick there forever.
True.
And you'll always be complaining, oh, my peers are getting promoted and I'm being left behind. It's not about them. It's not about the boss. I keep on saying it's about me. So even in this career job, please give it your level best. Yeah.
Oh, we have really talked about, I think most of our conversation has been based in the office most of the time. What about that person who did not go to the university because probably they don't have fee to go, and they're stuck somewhere wondering, what can I do now that I cannot find myself in maybe Vivo?
Exactly, and that's a very good question. When you look at the statistics of people who are in white-collar jobs vis-a-vis the blue-collar jobs, you'll find that the people that are in the blue-collar jobs could be about 75 to 80%. Yeah? And in most cases, those people, they succeed more in life than people who have been in the office life. In fact, they even live longer in terms of life expectancy. Okay? Basically because they are able to manage themselves, their time, they are able to do what they like most. You don't have to say, I did not get this kind of education, that is why I'm not succeeding in life.
Yeah.
Someone asked a question the other day, and I thought about it, and which career pays better than the other? There is no career that pays better than the other. Whether it is the white, whether it's the blue, it is all determined by the effort that each person puts in. Okay? Because people may feel that they have not achieved, basically because I did not get a white collar job.
Yeah.
Let me put something into perspective. A mechanic who is repairing vehicles every day, okay, and is making, let's say, 3,000-4,000 shillings a day. To him, he may feel that that job is inferior to a white collar job. Just do simple maths. And most of the mechanics make that kind of money. In fact, some can even make 10,000. But basically because some of them do not respect their jobs, then they end up not even having that culture, what I call a savings culture, thinking about tomorrow, because it could also be influenced by I'm making my money every other day.
Yeah.
Why do I need to have a savings culture? Or I'm not a guy in the office. You know, I don't have to be smart, basically because I'm in a tie, I'm in a suit. There are many people who are putting ties and suits in this particular city, and they earn less than 20,000 shillings a month. But that person may end up even becoming more progressive than a mechanic who is making close to 200,000 a month. Okay? The other thing is, even if you did not go to the university, even if you did not go to high school, we have seen so many people that never finished high school, maybe because of school fees, or maybe because, you know, they are not talented in that particular area. But when they come out, they do a super job.
True.
If they decide, I'm going to be, to do car washing, they do it and they do it well. One thing, when you go out here, no one will ask you for your credentials. What do they look for? They look for customer service. So for those people that are in formal environment, the first thing that counts is how are you treating your customers? What will make this person come back tomorrow for your service? When you go for someone who is making your hair, do you ask her for her degree certificate?
No.
But one thing that you understand is that she does it well.
Yeah.
She might have been a class 8 dropout, but she does it well. And tomorrow you'll come back. So the most thing that is very important is whatever you are doing, first of all, understand who your customers are. Treat them like the king. I know that phrase is very common. But think of it. If you mishandle your customers, you'll shut your doors. The customers will not come and tell you, we want to know which university you went to. Okay, so when you are doing the blue collar jobs,
Yes.
know the customer is your source of income, no one else. Even those who are in white collar jobs, we provide services to people that are in blue collar jobs, because that is the majority of our consumers. So we must treat them well, give them the best product that you can. Integrity also counts a lot, especially for the people who across the divide really. But when you're out here, the reason why someone comes back for your service is because they trust you.
Yeah.
If you break that trust, then you are done. And then you'll be saying, many people start businesses. Someone has started 5-6 businesses, shutting doors in a year. Then that person, at the end of the day, they find themselves in the house. Why? One, lack of integrity, lack of seriousness. If you are self-employed, if me who is employed, I'm in the office by 7, you who are self-employed, you should be opening your job by 6. You know? But there is that laxity, and you feel like you are doing people a favor. You are doing no one a favor. When you are in business, customers will come and abuse you. You cannot abuse them back because you need them. So, in terms of what is it that the people out here could do, focus on your customers. Please, when you start your business, always know it takes time for that business to grow. People start business today. In 2 months, you shut the doors. Just when people are getting accustomed to you, that is when you are shutting your doors. You have to be patient in business. So there are things and soft skills that needs to be passed, especially to the people that are in blue-collar jobs, so that they understand, when I'm in this business, I'm here to win. Some people start businesses, but they are not there to win.
Yeah.
It's like you started that business to fail. No. Yes.
Wow. That was amazing. That was really amazing. Now, you have touched on something about savings. Because I think most of us live in the moment. Like today, you've been paid 1,000. You're thinking, how do I spend that 1,000? All of it finish, because tomorrow you're sure you will get another 1,000. What can you tell us about saving in a nutshell?
Thank you, Eve. With this pandemic, if you look at most Kenyans, they were already struggling within the first 1 month.
Yes.
And that points to our culture, a non-savings culture. I was asking someone who is a financial advisor, how should I save? And the person said, look at it this way. Today you are employed. If you are fired tomorrow, would you live the same kind of life for the next 6 months? If the answer is no, then you have a problem. Okay? So, in terms of saving, there are several kinds of savings. You can buy shares. You can put your deposit into a circle. You can buy land. People keep on saying that land is a saving. Land is not a saving. It is an investment.
Yeah.
Because if I have 20 plots in Kamuru, for example, today, and I lose my job, can I liquidate those plots
Immediately.
to give me a meal the following day? It is practically not possible.
Yeah.
So the person said, please ensure that you do a subtotal of all your expenses, monthly expenses, and ensure that you have that money saved somewhere in a bank account, money that you can withdraw tomorrow. Most of the things that we do, they are investments. If you tell an individual, please ensure that at least if your expenses are 20,000, are you able to save and ensure that I can liquidate this in the shortest time possible so that I can tackle the daily obligations? One thing that we need to know, you save according to your level of earning. Okay? In Kenya, what we have is a spending culture. I get my money today. I think that I'm going to be employed tomorrow, so I spend all that money. So it is a spending culture, not a savings culture. Let me give you an example. If I give you one seed, of maize, what can you do with it?
Plant it.
In most cases, it's worthless. It's only one. It's not a bag, it's one.
Oh, it's one.
It's one.
Yes.
So, in fact, you'll throw it away.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
Think of it this way. I take that one seed, I plant it. Okay? I get one maize stalk, which has about 300 seeds.
Yes.
Okay? Then, I plant the 300 seeds. 300 times 300?
9,000.
Say 9,000? So 90,000. So those are 4 zeros.
90, yeah, 90.
Okay. Maybe that could produce a bag. That is within a year.
Yes.
Replant that bag. So there's an option. Either you could have thrown away the seed, or you decided to invest it and plow it back. In most cases, what happens is that we ignore the little that we earn. And that's the reason why most people that are outside here in Juakari, very few of them save. Very few of them do any kind of saving or any kind of investment. Basically because we live from hand to mouth. Even when you are living from hand to mouth, if you are to save 100 shillings a day, how much money is that?
In a year.
In a year, that is 3,000 times 12.
Yeah.
That's about 36,000. If you went to a SACCO and you took a loan, you can access a loan of almost 100 times 3 or times 4, of almost half a million shillings. But it is from the discipline of saving 100 shillings. But what is 100 shillings to us today? I get 100 shillings. I may even forget where it is.
True.
Buy you lunch. I spend 3,000 shillings in one sitting. Okay? Now think of that. The amount of money that we spend in our leisure time, if you were just to invest 10% of that, you'd be very fine in life.
True.
So even the young people, we cannot say young people don't have money. I have a friend of mine who told me he started saving when he was in primary school. Because the person has that culture. That culture had been inculcated into that person's mind. So saving is key for survival, especially to the young people. I would really want to stress on this. Yes, you are living with your parents, but your uncle comes and gives you 1,000 shillings. The next thing that you are doing, going for a bash. I wish you saved 50% of that. So let's learn this culture of saving, so that tomorrow when there's another issue, you do not start, saying serikali saidia when you have not saidiad yourself.
Yes.
No one cares about you. Serikali can only give you security, but your development is all about yourself.
Wow. Thank you so much. I know there's a lot that we can talk about in this career. I think we may need another sitting for that. But from what you have shared, I've really learned a lot. Yes, so God bless you so much.
Thank you. Welcome.
Yes. And before you leave, I want you to say something. It's a tongue twister.
Oh.
Yes. So you'll just say it 3 times and then we conclude.
I know this is a trap because this guy comes from Nyeri. Oh, she sings. Why do you have to do this to me?
Just try.
She sings Sheng songs. So she is a Sheng song singer.
Now say faster.
She sings Sheng songs. So she is a Sheng song singer.
Yeah, you have really tried. The last one? The last time?
This is the most difficult one. Okay. She sings Sheng songs, so she is a Sheng song singer.
You have really tried. So I think we have come to the end of our podcast today. Thank you guys for tuning in and allowing us into your space. We are grateful for this wonderful day, and I pray that you may have a blessed week and just try out something that you have never done, what you love doing, and you may find that your passion may become something that is earning you money. So God bless you and have a lovely week.
Thank you.